Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, let me thank you for accepting
No, no, no.
interview. And today we want to talk about the logical solution for Palestine, and
Yes.
just ask you some question about this conflict in the Palestine. So before that, I want to ask you to a little bit introduce yourself. What's your name? Where do you live? And where are you from originally?
hmm
Something like that. Would you do that for us?
So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Um, I'm from originally from Iraq, alhamdulillah, and I came to Canada at the age of 9. Now I'm 20 years old. I live in Ottawa, Ontario, actually, the capital of Canada, and I'm actually in an organization called CD4HR, Canadian Defenders for
Mhm.
Human Rights. We also do some activities
Very good.
here and there. Yes, and basically, like I'm not a very special guy, I work with my dad, I get my paycheck, I
Mhm.
live life, um, but hopefully we try to do the most to fight the injustice and the unjust people of the world and stand with the people who are oppressed. And yeah, that's pretty much my life.
Mm. Yeah. As you know that the conflict between Israel and Palestine, it took about 70 years, and you know that this conflict is not just a regional conflict.
Mhm.
It threatens the global stability. But you know that there are lots of peace plans about this conflict, but none of them worked yet.
Yeah.
So my first question is that why it is so hard to make a peace in this region?
So I really find something it's funny about this region. Like, for example, Lebanon, Iraq, the government, the system of the government that is formed, it's not formed by Iraqis, it's not formed by Lebanese, but it's actually formed by countries that have previously occupied the land. For example,
Hmm.
Iraq. America occupied Iraq for a while, or whatever you want to call it, and then when they left, they they pro like they designed the government and then left. So how, like, you can't really say it's the government of Iraq. It's actually the who designed the government, because it's the
Uh-huh.
engineer who decides what the outcome is, not the
A very good
not the
point.
material. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Lebanon, I think it's France. I'm pretty sure France is the country that designed the government. And it's funny how it's designed. The flaw is right in front of our eyes. What do you mean one person has to be Sunni, one person has to be Shi'i, one person has to be Kurdi? That's funny. you know, the,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
people the people vote for the majority of the people vote for who they think should lead, no matter what he is, no matter what color, what religion. That doesn't matter. And
Hmm.
I truly think that if the government is not reshaped fully, then it will not change. Like, it's just that's my logical answer for myself. I don't know, like, um, whatever it needs. Might it need a revolution? Might we lose lives? It's better than living like this and over again.
Hmm.
Why is there problems? No peace plan is solving the problem. It's kind of clear, and that's why I think that we have to go back to the design of the whole thing that is giving the outcome, so we can actually get good outcome. That's
Hmm. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my
I,
answer.
I I agree with you. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. And you know that just for this current situation that we have in Palestine,
Mhm.
you think that, in your opinion, what will be the logical solution for this crisis?
For
What
for
what
like
what is the first steps that we should do in Palestine?
as for first steps, second steps, third steps, I haven't I can't say I'm a knowledgeable person enough to say something, because I did not study Palestinians enough to know what they
Uh-huh.
want, and I did not study Israelis enough to know what they want. Because at the end of the day, to solving a conflict means that both ends of the party are happy. we can't we
Uh-huh.
can't we
Yeah.
can't go on with only one end happy. But now what if one of the ends are unjust? What if one of the ends are problematic and they don't care about any rights that the other end has? Then we have to get into uh, enforcing what we want. And like, my simple mind says this because I don't really know. Like, I haven't studied this. I
Mhm.
don't know. I'm not. I'm As I said, I'm a normal person. Like, I
No, no,
I
just we want your own opinion. We don't want
my
not you
own
know.
opinion. My own opinion is, for at first, is that it's. I truly believe the world is run by media today. Maybe, like, I can
Mhm.
like, even in Iran, even in Iraq, even in Canada where I live, America, it's all run by media. And me personally, like, as in my organization, I tend to focus on the point of spreading the message out to as much Canadians as I can. Because if
You are
Canadians,
right.
if the Canadians don't know, like a lot of people don't know what Palestine is. They just know, oh, Israel, yeah, it's just a country like Canada. But when you introduce to them what happened, and you tell them this is what happened, I don't tell them who's right and who's wrong. I just tell them this is the events that's happened. So does it make sense to you? And then of course they tell me no, it doesn't make sense to me. And sooner or later, I believe that. But that's the thing. One person working to do this won't do much won't have much effect. So what I believe is that if enough people know who's right and wrong, sooner or later the government of Canada and America will be pressured to not to not
Hmm.
to not
That's
help
right.
Israelis, to not give them weapons and aid them by the media. Of course, the media has a big part in this. When the crisis happened in Iran and America, all I see, the news outlets, when I search Google, I search Iran. All it shows me is Iran did this, Iran did that, Iran did that, in a negative way. But nothing shows me about what America did. And it's funny, but that's how it is. So thankfully I know.
Mhm.
But if a person that doesn't know sees this, then he'll be in trouble. I don't blame him. I really don't. If
Yeah,
everything he
yeah.
sees is Iran is bad, Iran is bad, Iran is doing this, Iran killed this much innocent people, they can't logically go like, oh, but they have, like, a normal person will never be not duped. They will have to be duped because that's what
Mhm.
all the sources say. So I really think the first step should be the media, and and our energy should be focused on the media and informing the people of the West of what's happening down there.
Yeah, really, I agree with you about the propaganda that happened in the world, and you know that maybe it's part of a duty that we by using this kind of social media, just we inform the world about what's happening in this region. But do you think that, and do you believe that, just a war finally would end this conflict, or just or a peaceful plan would end this conflict?
No, I really don't. Because because as we know it, like, what's happening down there is not something between a normal person like me and a normal person like you. It's between a criminal and a person who's getting robbed from his rights. So it's not like have you ever seen somebody get his home stolen, and then the court says, you know what, just talk it out, share the house? No, that's impossible. If you get something stolen, you get the whole thing back. But now, like, as I think about it, it happened down here in Canada too, in America, with the natives. I don't know if you're familiar with what happened in Canada, but basically, Aboriginals used to live here. Britain came, they made contracts. Oh, we get this land, we get that land, And in the fine prints of the contract, there are stuff that Aboriginals did not know. And it was language that Aboriginals didn't speak. So it was hard for them to, you know,
Yeah, very funny.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
Canada, like Canada, that this good country, this humanitarian country, it can barely apologize. It had to force itself to apologize. That's all it
Mhm.
did, is apologize. I don't think a
Yeah.
peace plan would work like that. Like a country like Canada with all its peace around it, all it could do is apologize. So what do you think Israel will do? No way a peace plan will work with a criminal like
Mhm.
Israel. And me personally, you might think, oh, and that's the thing. Again, as I speak, I don't know what Palestinians want. Maybe they
So,
say,
so, 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 so you think that a kind of holding referendum in that region will not be useful?
excuse me,
You think that a kind of holding a referendum in that region will
oh
not
no,
be
no.
useful?
No. I
Mhm.
really, I think the whole design need to change. And and me personally, it's all about patience. So uh, that's the thing. I really think before we can go and try to use force, we need to go and use the media, because
Yeah.
we need to, and but I truly think sooner or later we need to use force. But before that, we need to use the media. If we don't have
So
the,
in
yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
if we don't
I
have the
get it.
majority,
But
if we don't have
in the
majority of the people,
media, what you know that? But in the media, what should we say? What should say at our mission will be?
simple. It's very simple. You just, our mission is to know, is to explain to people how Israel came to be. That's
Mhm.
it. That's all it is. And people will choose sides. And then after the video ends, show them clips of what Israel is now, and how they murder people, how they destroy schools,
Yes,
how
yes,
they how they could torture children. Now that now that's now
you're
that's
right.
but before we do that, because those videos, Israelis have those videos of their own, of Israeli children dying, of that. So the people go like, oh, this guy's telling me this guy's telling me that. Leave me out of this. It's none of my business. You know, I see
Mhm.
it all the time here in the West. But if you just tell them the facts, like before all that happened, how did they come to be? Maybe they'll tell me, yeah, maybe it's just the government that's bad. Just change the government. But no, it's not. It's
Mhm.
the whole.
I
Like, do you
get it.
understand what I mean? Like, people really don't
Yeah.
understand how Israel came to be in the first place.
So, you know that, as you know, the last Friday of holy month of Ramadan is
Hmm.
marked the God's Day. And
Hmm.
you know that, as you said, can we use this opportunity to just use the medias to say that what's our goal regarding the Israel-Palestine conflict?
For sure, for sure. I truly believe that. But like, that's the thing. I agree with. I do believe that it can help, but only if we do it in a way that the West doesn't look at us as, oh, this is just another stand.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Good
we
point.
have we have to we have to do something. We have to do something special. It's that simple. When they see
And you
something,
believe that the social media will help us? Maybe just after the rally of the Quds Day this year, just we use all the social media that every person
so
have, and
so
you just broadcast these rallies, broadcast our views to the world.
social media definitely would help, but what are you putting in the social media? Again, is
Hmm.
it? I truly think that if I if you had if I have a lot of capital or enough power to put a message down in social media, I would focus on how Israel came to be in the first place and let the people decide. You know, whenever you make a decision for a person, they'll reject it. You see what I mean? And and as for like the Quds Day, instead of going and shouting and like I have a monthly protest against Israel, and what I do is a silent protest. I don't say one word. I just have a flyer and I just hand it out, and I smile at people. That's it.
Mhm.
And they just
So
come to me and talk. You know what I
to
mean?
ask you that what is it for?
Exactly. They ask me, "What is this for?" I tell them, and then they understand. But the second I like, I've been to protests where people are shouting and stuff like that, and the faces of the white people, they're just like, and they just walk away. They're just like, they frown and walk away, like, "Oh my God, headache, headache, headache." You know what I mean? And and that's
Yeah.
and I truly think that we should change, like, shape shift how uh we're coming into the media and making it special and different than the whole what the whole world is doing when they try to send a message out to the people.